So we're going to start standing with our feet hip width, directly underneath the hip sockets, not underneath where you think your thighs might be. Check they're straight. Stretch out your toes and fingers. You're sort of fanning your toes and fingers and spreading them wide. Good morning, Elaine. And then close your eyes. Have a little rock forwards and back. See if you can settle without gripping your toes. So this rock isn't so big that you feel you're going to fall over. It's a very gentle rock. It's almost lulling you back to sleep. But you're aware of the ball of your foot, the heel, just transferring the weight forwards and back. Softening the ankles. And noticing how your core works to hold you up. And then pause when you feel like the weight is right underneath your ankle. Let's go left and right. A little gliding action. You're not lifting your feet, you're just swaying. And noticing if you're favoring one side more than the other, whether you prefer to stand in one leg than the other. And if you do, see if you can encourage the other one to switch on. So if you feel like your leg or buttock isn't working terribly well on that weaker side or less dominant side, then give it a little, come on, wake up. And then pause when you're in the middle, drawing up on your knees and your thighs and your bottom, your pelvic floor lifting underneath, the low part of your tummy will join in, and then you can nip your waist in, start to swirl that energy up through your spine and out through the top of your head. And as you do that and you breathe in and you really lift your heart, let your shoulders relax on the exhale. Let's do that one more time. Full breath in and exhale. Retract your chin, give me 5. Ease off. And again, retract. Pulling your chin back so that you've got some jowls showing. Ease off. Keep those ribs soft. One more time. Pull back. Brilliant. Ease off. Turn your face to the right. How far will your chin go in relation to your shoulder girdle? Mine's sort of pointing at about 20 or 30 degrees. It doesn't go all the way around at all. Drop your chin down. Take it across your chest loosely. Go around to the other side. And if you were to imagine a trajectory from your chin, the direction that you're looking in, how far does it go on this side in relation to your shoulders? And of course, your shoulders are back, not collapsing forwards. Drop your chin down, take it across. Let's go around to the right. See if you can squeeze it a bit further. Inhale. Sigh out. Drop it down, take it round to your left. Heart up, chin round. Shoulders back and ribs tucked in. And then face to the center. Left ear to left shoulder, let it hang. Close your eyes. Circle the right shoulder around by lifting it up, rolling it back, pressing it down. So your feet are still soft, your thighs are still engaged, your pelvic floor is still supporting you, suspending all your internal organs in. Lift that shoulder up, roll it round. And then reach down with that arm. Take a breath in. Lift up through your torso and peel your body left. And it's like you're in between the double glazing. So your shoulders haven't twisted, your hips haven't twisted. If that hurts your back, Sue, pop your hand on your hip, or anybody else. If you feel that you just need a bit of help here to be able to stay in that side bend. Now, just for a moment, breathe into the right side of your ribs. So you're not weighty and collapsing on the left side. It doesn't feel unsupported. It still feels lifted. One more time. Let your heads go. Oh, lovely. Roll yourself back up from the base of your spine. So your head is the last thing that pops on top. Let the chin drop to your chest. Take a breath in. And with your knees bent, give me half a roll down like a scroll of paper. Your head curls over. Then your neck, then your shoulders. And then your knees are still bent. You're going to stop when your fingertips get to knee height. So you're like a little walking stick with the top bit curled over. Tail down, head down, tummy back. Give yourself a little shoulder shimmy. Nothing massive, Just a kind of wiggle of the shoulders, left, right, left, right, left, right, so that you're aware of that gradual spread of the shoulder blades. I can hear my right shoulder clicking, like it's letting go in its socket and releasing a bit. Now draw your tummy up and uncurl your spine. Roll it up. And you do it to the top, sweep your arms out and up, look up. Ready to ski squat, keep your back flat for me. Exhale, bend your knees, push your arms behind you. And then up you come, see if you can come up onto the balls of your feet. And again, exhale, bend your knees, tummy in, back flat. Find your balance. And again. So keep looking forwards, keep your spine in neutral. Keep the knees parallel, the feet parallel, and just kind of weight the feet up a little bit. You're asking these feet to peel off the mat. Heel comes up, the arch lifts. Come up onto the ball of your foot. Twice more. One more time. And then stay on the balls of your feet if you can. Take your arms wide, like the Angel of the North. Circle your arms around. Have you seen the size of the calves on the Angel of the North? Almost as big as mine. Round we go. Squeeze your shoulder blades towards each other. So we've got a balance here. Tummy drawn in for me, Cynthia. And squeeze. She's over. Squeeze your bottom so you just push your hips forward a little bit. And then down into standing. Bring your arms down. Give me a shoulder roll. Inhale. Exhale down. Retract your chin. Right ear goes to right shoulder. Let your head dangle. Careful the ribs don't move yet, Carol. And then from this position, circle your left shoulder. Lift it up, roll it back, press it down. Lift it up, roll it back, press it down. Good, Sue. Right arm dangling, head dangling. Oh, feels good. One more time, reach down. Stay there. Take a breath in. Now don't let your hips swing forwards here. You're going to lift up, 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 up. Traction, using your abdominal muscles to kind of pull the ribs up and then peel yourself over without thinking, oh, I'm going down. You're not. You're going up and over. And then you can pop your hand on your hip if you need to, or you can let your arm dangle. You haven't swung to the left, so the weight is still even through both feet, but your head is dangling, which gives you a bigger stretch. If you can let your neck go a bit, you'll feel a bigger stretch probably around the pelvis on this left side, and a sort of crest. Take a breath. Exhale. Take another breath. And then roll back up. When you get to the top, roll the chin down into the middle of your chest, soften your knees, inhale. Give me a roll down, head, neck, shoulders. Curl down. Now, if you can go all the way, do. If you don't wish to, then please stop part way. So when you get all the way down, you're going to give your head a shake. You're going to adjust your leggings when you realize one leg's longer than the other. And you're going to nod up and down. You can hold onto your legs to do this. You can hold onto the floor to do this. You could be halfway down, a third of the way down. It's what suits your back, your discs, your bones, your heads. And then take a breath, big one. Push with your feet and uncurl your spine. Drawing the tummy up and roll it up. When you get to the top, sweep your arms out and up. Look up. Push your hips forwards a bit here. Squeeze your bum. Bring your arms wide. Lovely. Roll your shoulders around. Now take the weight onto your left foot. Bring your right foot in. Are you ready, Viv? So you're on the ball of your foot. Your heel is up next to your kind of ankle somewhere. So you're kind of like that from the side. And I want you to make sure your chin is level, your head is up, your heart is up, chest is open, and your arms are just going out at an angle. You can help yourself balancing by putting your tongue behind your top teeth on the roof of the mouth or holding your earlobe. And I want you to slowly squeeze your standing thigh, your bottom, engage your pelvic floor and just go, yeah, okay, I can feel that supporting me now. Steady breath. Let your eyes glaze over just like you're daydreaming. So you're looking at something, but you can see everything in the room. It's beautiful. It's a great way to be. Peripheral vision gives you a lot of awareness. It's the best way to drive, where you're looking but not looking, focused but not focused, and seeing everything. Now, can you allow your eyes to close? And mind the breathing here. It's very easy to panic and think, oh, so the breathing goes, no, just keep breathing steady. Engage your pelvic floor a little bit more. And in a moment, we're going to have a go at lifting. It's much harder on the carpet. We're going to have a go at lifting the right foot, and I'll start counting. So in 3, 2, 1, lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Did we do it? Leg out to the side, arms up. Scores on the doors, plant your foot, down we come. 15 seconds of pure challenge. Elbows on the inside of your knees. You can go part way down, all the way down, halfway down, whatever. Thumbs to sternum, rock forwards and back. Oh, so really important for loosening up your hips, your lower back, your ankles, and all of that's going to give you some freedom of movement. So the interesting thing about balancing with your eyes closed is that we think we've got to stand still, and we just haven't. It's okay to balance and wobble, and to accept the wobble, but still trust that you can stay there. Because the thing is, I think your brain goes, I'm wobbling. And the moment you wobble, you think you're going to fall. So you think, I'm wobbling, I've got to open my eyes. But just how about I'm wobbling, and that's okay. It works. Certainly worked for Richard when he was stepping off our steps in the garden the other night. We were like, oh, we're going to have to run and catch him. Or take your hands down, push firmly with your hands to lift the weight off your knees as your bum comes up. Now, please have your tummies in as you walk your feet in, and bring them together so they're touching. Ankle joints, toe joints. You can have your hands on your legs and come up with a flat back, or roll your spine. Vertebra at a time. When you get to the top, sweep up. A big reach, a big lift through to the fingertips. Oh, isn't that nice? Bring your arms wide. Roll your shoulders around, soften your knees a smidge, and we're going to have a la-di-da. Now your feet are together, so a la-di-da is a bit harder to balance. But I'd like you, if you could, to keep your head directly above your tailbone. Good, keep going. So that you are not letting, let me just, oops, trying to increase the brightness on here. It seems to have gone, that's better. And a bit dim. Head directly above tail, so you're not spiraling around and becoming banana shaped. You're getting taller and thinner and nipped in at the waist. That'll help your golf pristine. Begin to slow it down. Come back to the center. Feet are still under your hips, they're still parallel, they haven't snuck out. Pull up on your knees, thighs, bottom, tummy. Bring your left foot in. Prepare the ornaments. So you've got your heel, so resting against your ankle or shin or wherever suits you. Head up, heart up. Find a drishti point, a focal point in yoga. And slow your breathing down and just allow your eyes to go into that lovely glazed over kind of daydreamy place so that you're seeing everything and yet looking at nothing. And breathe. And allow your eyes to flutter and close. And as you feel like you're wanting to lift the weight off your left foot, begin to engage your right thigh, pelvic floor and buttock. And when I count down, we'll have a go on this side and compare and contrast. Trust the wobble. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Open your eyes. God. Hope you weren't looking at me. Take your left leg out now. Plant your foot. I was doing a dance. Down we come. My left side is always harder, but that was actually hilarious. Circle yourself around. You'll have to watch the video back. Get some weight on the outside edge of your feet here, folks. Don't collapse into your arches. When you get the weight on the outside edge of your foot, you'll feel the hips having to roll out a bit more and maybe even engage your buttock a little bit more to pull the knees out. Get those shoulders back, Ali. Yes, look, they went miles. Hands down, push firmly, lift your bottom up, walk your feet in, let your head dangle. Oh yeah, now we're going to roll up halfway and we're going to put the hands on the knees. Now the knees can be bent. Put your hands on your, not on your knees, but just above your knees, on your thighs. And then lift your head and your tail. So we're going to do some cat curls in standing. We've got the tummy in, the tail up like a duck, shoulders back and away from your ears. And you might have a bit of a stretch going on. Back of your legs and up behind your bum, yeah? Now we're going to ripple, tail tucks under, round out the waist. Articulate the spine, let the head drop and the tail drop, tummy up. Go again, ripple through the spine. You can always be higher if you want, around your back. And again. Think about your shoulder posture. And again, belly up. One last time. Inhale, arching the back. And exhaling, rounding the back. Slowly climbing up the legs. Sweep your arms up. Stay here and have a little side bend. One way. Up you come, holding onto your wrist with the other hand. Side bend the other way. Don't twist. Oh. Up to the top, bring your arms down. Roll those shoulders around. Now we're going to stride forwards with the right leg. Left leg is going to go back. You are on the ball of your back foot. I'd like you to bend your back knee, go straight down with it. I don't want you going forwards, just literally bend your back knee and go straight down. It might not go far, you might get almost to the floor. It'll depend on your flexibility in your knees. And then up you come. Little bend, up you come. You can have your arms wherever you want for balance. And I'd like you to push into your front foot. If you need to hold lightly onto a wall or a table or a chair, you can. But these feet aren't on a tightrope, they're a foot apart. So should be able to balance. If you can balance on one leg for 10 seconds, you can do this. Head directly above your pelvis. Don't go forwards, Viv, go straight down. You need to bend your back knee more and keep some weight back. Yes. So it's less of a lunge, more of a down and up curtsy. Woohoo! Back leg working. Bigger stride, Christine, for you. Yep, and then just bend that back knee and point it down to the floor. Yep. That's 3. Good. 2. And 1. Come down with the back knee. Hey, we've made it. Tuck your pelvis under, squeeze your bottom. Really push that hip forward so you're 90 degrees at the knees. Upright. Inhale. And if you want to stay there, you can by pushing your hips forwards, or you can curl down with your head, neck and shoulders a smidge and just see if you've got a bigger stretch of the fascia and the hip flexor. Might be across the front of your pelvis, might be across into your lower back a bit. Let's just see if this releases a bit of tension in your back. So roll back up with your head, inhale. One more time. Keep driving the hips forward, squeezing the buttock on the bottom leg, on the back leg. Roll back up and then take this front leg further forwards. Come down with your hands. Now, if you can't get your hands to the floor, then pop your elbow on your thigh if you need to. But if you can get your hands to the inside of your leg, yes, then do. Now, ideally, what we're looking for is not having like a rounded back with a head down. We're not creating a rainbow with our spine. Ideally, what you're going to do is lift your head, shoulders back, and push your hip forward. So you're trying to keep your back in its lumbar hollow, its natural arch. Yes, lovely, Viv. Whoa. Is that good on your hips or is that good on your hips? Have a little rock from left to right. Ooh, just sway. You're letting that front knee hang out to the side. It doesn't have to be in a straight line particularly. So when our hips are tight and they don't swing around as easily in the true alignment, then it affects the knees and it affects the feet. So if you know that you tend to run with your toes turned out, a bit more of a sort of a Charlie Chaplin waddle, that'll be tight hips. So when you're watching all those runners, Alison, on the London Marathon, and you're looking at their toes flipping out like a pair of flippers, you'll be thinking, oh, they've got tight hips. You could analyse them as you're running round. Now push with your hands and your front foot and push back. If you need a cushion under your knee or anything, you can put one there. I want you to straighten out your front leg and pull your toes up towards you. Now you're upright. I find this quite wobbly, so I like to tuck my toes under on the back foot and turn the knee out. So there's a bit of a diagonal line between my knee and foot, as it were, on the back leg. Just gives you a little triangle for balance, so you're not wobbling on a tightrope, yeah? So you've got that little triangular base. Pull your toes back on the front foot and turn your hips and ribs square over that leg. And then draw your tummy in, flex with a flat back. You may be here and getting a darn good stretch, or you may wish to fold further forwards, but do not collapse your head and shoulders round. You don't need to go low to feel a good stretch. Now, underneath your hands, your front thigh is squeezing. You can feel it engaging. Can you feel that stretch at the back of this leg? A few people are rubbing it. Oh, yeah. Now, turn the toes out, that front foot, turn your toes out. So you're going like that. Oh, you can't see it. Like that, toes out. And then turn your toes in. Ooh, that's nasty. So you might have a bit of a pull around your buttock. Hold and breathe. And then come back to the center, so your foot's pointing upright. Lift your torso up, bend that knee in, come down onto all fours. We'll do the other leg in a moment. Bit of distraction. You can be at the wall, you can be at the floor, you can be in a box position or a half or a full position for your tricep push-ups. Are you ready? Of course we're ready. We're born ready. Isn't that right, Carol? Inhale, lower yourself down. Exhale, push yourself up. Inhale, take your forehead about 6 to 8 inches in front of your finger. So you're creating this triangle with your heels of hands and forehead, not your chin, forehead. You may not get to the floor, don't worry, but your elbows are skimming in past your rib cage. So close. They're almost touching. Last 2, and then last 1. Sit back, take a little child's pose, reach forwards, bottom towards heels, or you're up in the air, that's fine. But reach out so that your armpits are sinking to the floor and your head is relaxed and you're stretching around your shoulders. So that was a little quick burst. And you might have inferred from my tone of voice that that wasn't it. Uncurl. Step your other leg forwards, left one, I believe, but it depends which side you did, and come up into a standing position. Left leg forwards, right leg back, or whichever side you didn't do last time. Quite a wide stride here, you know, a good meter. And then keep your hips square to the front. I can feel my pelvis wanting to swing towards my back leg because I know my knee is tight on this back leg. So it's twisting because it's ready to compensate. Get your hips square to the front. Bend your back knee and point it down to the floor. Keep some pressure in the back foot. The ball of the foot here is pushing. Good, Carolyn. Up you come. And again, arms can be wherever you want. Be out to the side. It can be on your hips. You could be using some little weights here if you wanted to. You know, spice it up a bit. So if you can, Lynn, take your front leg further forwards and bend your back knee. Imagine you're dropping your back knee like a plumb line straight to the floor. Yeah, and then your head and shoulders are above your hips. You don't go forward. Yes, it's a little bob, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up. So what you're doing is getting a bit of a hip flexor stretch as you go down, across the front of your hip on the back leg, bit of front thigh stretch. Can you feel your quads working, your front thigh on this front leg? Oh, yes. Down and lift. I think your battery's low, Carol. Down and lift. Last 2. Last 1. And come down, pop your knee down. And you're staying in a vertical position for a moment. Has that got your heart rate up a bit? Squeeze your bottom, push your hips forwards, heart up, shoulders back. Inhale. Give me a little head, neck, shoulders, curl down. You've not gone far, it really is a head nod. But you're pushing your hip forwards, you're squeezing the cheek at the bottom leg, the back leg. Roll back up, your head, neck and shoulders, inhale. Draw your tummy back, drive your hips forwards, curl down. Notice any difference on this side. Roll back up, are you managing not to wobble? Inhale. Last time. Curl your head, neck and shoulders if you wish. This is so good for if you've been sitting or gardening or driving around. Opening the hips a bit. You can do this sitting on a chair. So if you're at a meal or at a desk, you can actually have one buttock on the chair and one leg dangling, and then uncurl. Take that front leg forwards. Take your hands either elbow to knee or to the inside of your foot. Let the knee hang out wide. Have a little squeeze of your bottom, push your hips forwards, and then lift your head and heart, pull the shoulders down your back. Oh yeah. And a rock from left to right. Just a little sway. Good. So don't waste a moment. This isn't a place where you now switch off and let your head dangle and you just think, da, 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 and your mind wanders. Be mindful. Squeeze your bottom. Scoop your shoulders back. Almost let your chest ooze forwards past your thigh. So there's a sort of a forward momentum, a forward energy, and it changes the stretch, and then you start to get better results. From here, oh, that's good. Use your hands and push back. Pull your toes up on that back foot, and remember to, on your back leg, tuck your toes under, put your foot across so your knee and foot are on a diagonal, and then turn your hips square to that front leg, hands to thigh, lift your buttock and fold, hinging. There's a piece of paper or something, imagine that, and you're just literally folding this piece of paper across the hip. So you don't round your back, you hinge across the hip and pelvis. Keep the lumbar hollow and front leg straight. Is your front leg straight, Cynthia? It is now. Pull your toes up towards you. Tighten your knees so that underneath those hands, you can feel your quads working. Then let your toes turn out. You're not pressing too hard on this front leg. I don't want you to kind of shove into it. You could hold a wall if you need to, or a chair as well. That's an option. And then turn your foot inwards. Oh, that gets me behind the knee, lower down in the back of the leg. Relax those shoulders, Elaine. Just stay there and breathe. Deep breath in and out. Now imagine your heel is glued to the floor and just kind of sink your weight backwards a bit. So your bum sinks down a bit, but you're kind of almost like dragging yourself back from it. Can you feel that? Yeah. Bend your knee and come forwards. Well done. So back to triceps. If you were using a band, you can use the other side, or you can, only doing a short, sharp burst, but hands under shoulders or take them forwards, or a full one. You're going to inhale, lower yourself down. Exhale, lift yourself up. Inhale. Exhale. So we're looking to increase our bone density in our wrists, our forearms, our upper arms, looking to increase the muscle tone in the back of the arms. Woohoo! Let your head travel with you. There's a softness to the back of the neck and the base of the skull. It all gets tightened up. It doesn't need to. Soften your jaw. Soften your neck a little bit. Last two. Last one. And then you're going to go down onto your tummy. We've arrived. Legs out behind you. Thank you for moving your videos. That's good. Your cameras. Give your hips a wiggle. Arms are in a gentle V shape. Turn your palms in and your thumbs up. You can rest your forehead on the floor for a moment. So we're going to swim. We're going to fire up these back muscles. It's not about height. It's about control and length. So you inhale. Begin to tighten your knees, thighs as you squeeze your bottom. Take another breath in. As you exhale, feel your tummy supporting you and let your head float up an inch or two. Back of the neck long. Now the arms are floppy. There's a weight to them. There's a softness to them. But can you feel the contrast? The legs are almost ready for action. With your head in the air, you'll be able to feel your lower back working already, just under your rib cage and below. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze up your right leg, float up your left arm. Inhale, bring them down. Exhale, other side. Inhale, bring them down. So you're trying to go to the same height at the same speed and just tune your mind in to the height, because the legs, of course, are bigger muscles. So they tend to go flying up and we don't realize they're going higher than the arms. So you have to squeeze, not that the height, I suppose, matters too much, but we're looking for symmetry and control. And if you squeeze your arms a little bit more, it counteracts the whole rounded shoulder thing, because you're setting your shoulder blades down your back. So you're improving your posture. You've got this undercarriage of support consistently held. So the tummy doesn't go on, off, on, off. It is subtly squeezed at about 30% effort continually. Exhale, lift. Smoothly down, transition, exhale, lift. Those that want, as you come up and down, let your head, chest and shoulders go up with you. So you're moving your upper body as a unit, still exhaling on the lift, inhaling on the lower, exhaling on the lift. Now you're aware of your rib cage moving more. And so the work goes much more into your lower back, unless you think, oh, I'm still going to squeeze my bottom and leg, and I'm still going to squeeze the back of my shoulder blade. Otherwise, the mid-back does all the work, and the upper and lower muscles just switch off. So going slowly with the breath, really good. If you can, Viv, just reach your arms a bit further forward. You're a bit of a cactus. I want you a bit more of a V shape, perhaps a bit narrower. And then pull the shoulders down your back. Yes. So the thumb turned up, the armpits almost turning under to see your face. Good, Carol. Exhale, lift. Yes, Carolyn. These look really good. Well done, Lynn. That's 2. Inhale down, tummy up as you lift. Now, stay at the bottom, take a breath in. Please hold your tummy strongly, lift everything. Everything, well, apart from your pelvis and your rib cage, but lift everything, arms, legs, head. Reach forwards, drop your shoulder blades down into your back pockets, hold that position, your tummy is up, you're stretching your toes to the back of the room. Energy, vroom, in both directions, and release your forehead to your hands, wiggle your hips, curl your heels in and swing them left, right like a windscreen wiper. From there, lengthen your legs down, roll onto your side. Please tell me if the sound goes funny. When I'm on this side, it sometimes does go a bit funny. So ankles under knees, under hips. You're right on the side of your flesh. And you're going to go down onto your arm. So some side lying, some outer thigh, some inner thigh, some waist work. We're going to do some of the good old favorites. Your hips are stacked, your knees are stacked, so you haven't let your waist collapse. You take hold of this top hip and you lengthen it down. So there'll be either a little gap or less pressure under your waist. And then I'd like you to keep your legs together. Not often we do that, but lift them just as sort of an inch or two. Now your head could be resting on your arm or it can be in the air. And this hand can be on or off the floor, depending on how really strong you're feeling. Make sure your head is back, your heart is up, so you're looking forwards. Your eyes might look down at me, but don't let your head follow. So you've got this little space, yeah? Inhale. Exhale, put your hip up to your ribs and squash your waist into the floor. And then pay out and lengthen. The legs stay together. And again, inhale down. If you want your arm up, you can. Exhale. So it's a little side bend, but the legs are together rather than apart. And I'd like you to think of the underneath leg almost being the dominant one. So that as the legs go up and the waist hitches, you initiate the move from your waist. The inner thigh on this bottom leg is going, hang on a minute. Have I got to carry this passenger, this top leg? So your top leg is almost heavy. It's kind of like being lazy. Your waist is working. Top leg is a bit floppy, not bent, but, you know, underneath leg's going, flip, that's quite heavy to carry. Yeah? Now, those that can, exhale, bend from both ends. Inhale down. So you're going to pull your rib cage down, pull your hips up. Your tummy stays held throughout, so you're not wobbling. So even when you go down, you've got your tummy in, head back, heart lifted. Don't just do it with your neck. Move your rib cage. Your head travels with you, not ahead of you. Nice. Last two. Hitch from both ends, bananas. Inhale down. One more. And then come down to horizontal and scissor your legs apart. Woohoo! Head just off the floor if you can. You're exhaling as you move. Inhale, passing each other. Exhaling as you move. So your job is to keep your torso completely still, and particularly not to let your back arch as the top leg goes behind you. And the underneath leg, we know it's naughty, tries to bend, don't get it. You're focusing on drawing up on that underneath knee. That's good, really good. Still got a space under your waist? And how about your right shoulder, the top shoulder? Is it drawn down? Yeah, good. Slide that shoulder blade down your back. Last two. Stretch the legs. Last one. And then pause. Put your legs down, bend your top knee up, underneath leg, lift, lower, lift, lower. Now you can have your hand on your waist if you want to. I want you to just make sure this hasn't, because the leg coming up means your waist kind of goes and collapses. So check your waist is long. And when you lift and lower that bottom leg, that this side that's near the floor isn't collapsing into the floor. There's still a space there or less pressure there. Lift, lower, lift, lower. Can you feel the inner thigh working? Lift, lower, lift, lower. Last 4, 3, 2. One more, release it down, arms in front of you, leave your legs like they are, let your head be on a cushion on the floor. Reach forwards with your top arm, big rainbow arm. If you wanted to, you could put your head in your hands and have your elbows bent. So you can open the book like we have before, like this. Or you can draw with your arm out, a longer lever. And you can sweep the floor with your fingertips. Trail them round close-ish to the floor. Don't force the arm down. Let the arm hang in the socket, yes, but don't force it anywhere. Now, with this knee, the front knee, the one that's bent up, see if you can hold it down with your other hand. So you're holding that knee to the floor. Can you relax your calf and your foot on that top leg? Nice. That feel all right, Susie? Quite nice. Good. One more time round. And then you're going to roll onto your backs. Marvellous. So remember which side you've done, folks, just in case you lose track. And you're going to bring your knees up onto your chest and have a little rock in and out. They can be wide, they can be together. Play around with that. You can sway from left to right. You can circle your knees. Oh, that feels good. You've done some really good back work there, and waist work, and hip work, and arm work. Place your feet down to the floor. So we're going to do some good solid core work. Feet are hip width, knees are hip width, pelvis level. Check the hip bones and pubic bones. You might want to look to see if your P's are balanced, or just feel, or just be aware of the pressure on your SI joints on the back of the floor. And you're thinking, yeah, they feel nice and level. Nice to have a squidgy mat and a bit of carpet. Arms by your side, palms up. Shoulders are drawn back. Now watch, the ribs are soft here. Yes, inhale. Blow out and keep blowing out. And as you do, don't move your spine, but feel your tummy shrinking. And as you get to that point where you think, oh yeah, there's a squeeze on my abs, make your feet feel light. Now breathe into your chest and your ribs and your upper back. Fully breathe out and be aware of light feet, pelvis held, got your belt on. Breathe into your chest, ribs and back. Listen carefully, right knee is going to lean out on the exhale. Inhale, bring it up to vertical. Change to the left knee out on the exhale. Inhale, bring it up. And then fold the right knee up to 90 degrees. It's a knee bend. Place it back down. We're doing 3 moves. Left leg. Nice. Place it back down. And then the right leg. Tickle the floor with your heel. Slide it out. Keep neutral spine and lift that leg up to 45 degrees. So there it is, thigh level with thigh, pointing at the wall at a 45-degree angle. You can feel your back is holding you here and you're not letting it drop to the floor. Circle that leg without your left leg starting to wave around or lean to the side or grip, and without your pelvis changing position. Now let's change direction. So this circle could be a golf ball size, or it could be a great big watermelon. It depends on your stability in your core and how long you want to stay here for. Now you're going to take this straight leg down to the floor and slide your heel in, but it stays light. Inhale. Slide your left leg out, tickle the mat. You're not pushing with your right foot, are you? Lift that leg up to 45 degrees so the thighs look level. It's very easy. You're managing your rib cage, you're managing your pelvis. You're going to start to circle this left leg round. And you're also being aware that your right knee is leaning to the side as counterbalance. Working your front thigh, tightening your quads. If you're drawing up on your knee here, which you should be, then your legs are working, which is super. Work that leg straight and then change direction round the other way. How still can you hold your pelvis? Now, with the best will in the world, has anybody got a slightly kinky knee? Or are you pushing with your elbows into the floor? Fair cop. Take that leg down, slide your heel in. Give me a couple of pelvic tilts, because you've been holding that position for quite a while and your lower back might be saying, thanks. A bit tired now. So release your lower back. And then find neutral again. We're going to do the same again, but with our arms in the air so we can't cheat. Not that we were, but you know. Take a breath in. Blow out fully. Feel your tummy condense, the pelvic floor supporting your ribs soft. Breathe into the ribs, chest and back so you don't disturb the belly. Exhale, make your feet feel light. Lateral breathing. Right knee out. Little wave. Inhale, lift it up to vertical. Left knee out, your head is relaxed. Right leg doesn't move. Inhale up. Exhale, right knee lift. Still got neutral spine, bring it back down, land like a feather. And then left leg, fold it in. Place it back down softly. Slide the right leg out, the heel is tickling the floor, tighten your kneecap and front thigh, and then lift that leg to 45 degrees. Circle it round. Now, when it circles, you might find the balletic amongst you start to want to turn your hip out. You know, you give it a lovely, beautiful outward turn of the foot. If you can, keep it pointing up to the ceiling so that the knee doesn't twist out. And then let's change direction. So anybody wobbling more on the pelvis now your arms are lifted? Or is that just me? Oh. My leg feels like I'm wearing a ski boot. Take this leg down to the floor, it's light. Slide it in softly. Slide out the other leg, very nicely done. Tighten your kneecap and front thigh and lift your leg to 45 degrees. Straighten your knee. Circle. Your right leg is still. Your knee is still. Your pelvis is still. Your shoulders are relaxed. Your head is relaxed. Oh, and my left knee's just gone kinky again. It's so naughty, this left knee. And then change direction. Can you straighten that leg just for the last 3? Can you keep your pelvis still? Can you control it around this range of movement? And then take that leg slowly down. Slide your heel in. And give me a couple of pelvic tilts. So can you feel how that builds up? It's not just ab work or leg work. It builds up in your back, doesn't it? There's a lot of work going on to stabilize your pelvis. Now, some of you will like neutral spine more than imprint. Some of you will be vice versa. So we're going to do the same thing, arms in the air, but we're going to go into a pelvic tilt. So take a breath, folks. Feet are light. Exhale. Start by lifting your pelvic floor, drawing your tummy down and belly button to the floor. Rock your hips up towards you. You've now gone into a pelvic tilt and the back of your waist is firmly on the floor. The danger here is that the tummy goes, sticks out. I want you to concave like a whippet. Arms relaxed, head relaxed. If you need your head on a thin cushion, you can. Breathe in. Exhale, right knee out. Inhale, right knee up. Glue your waist down. Exhale, left knee out. Inhale up. Right knee fold, that's the easy part. But when it goes down, keep the imprinted waist. And then change to the left knee fold. Be very smooth. Bring it down. And softly slide your right heel out. Now this time, come up, 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 up. But instead of being quite as high as before, go a bit lower. Still got thigh level with thigh, but you are imprinting. Your spine is switched to the floor. And then circle your right leg round. Your chin might try and stick up. Your shoulders might try and grip your chest. See how well you can keep the left leg still. Circle the right leg round. You should feel a bit more ab work going on here, like surface abdominals, just below the ribs. People like me and Cynthia, this is a good one, anchoring our ribs down. And then change direction. Ooh, if I came round with a £50 note, I shouldn't be able to post it underneath your waist. Slow it down a bit, Sue. Turnbull, yeah. And then this leg comes down. Keep the imprint as it goes down. Straight leg. Slide it in, keep the imprint. Well done, Elaine. Slide your other leg out. Lift it to a bit shy of 45 degrees. It's level with your other thigh. Keep the imprint and round we go. Well checked. You've been saved by the bell, Elaine. I think she's gone to answer a door. Drat. She's just missed out on a strong leg. Oh. You're relaxing your shoulders and chest. Can we change direction? Can you feel any difference one side to the other? One side of your abs stronger than the other. How well are you gluing your waist down? Really good. Let the leg go a bit lower for me, Christine. Big circle. There we go. Just there. 3. Good, Carol. 2. Straight leg, Carolyn. 1. And lower this leg down. Keep the imprint. Slide your leg in. And relax. Bring your knees in. You need to just do a few more circles, Elaine. Rock your knees in and out. That feels good, doesn't it? So finishing a little ab set before we go on to our other side to finish that. Those of you that want to keep your heads down, by all means, have your head on a cushion and keep your legs kind of pointing quite high for this move. We're going to do the single leg stretch. So if you're happy to lift your head, then what you're going to do is hold on to your shins and then you push your shins into your hands. Feel how your arms go stiff and straight and they start tugging. And now at this point, just when you're pressing a bit, Lift your pelvic floor, draw your chin towards your chest, and as you push more with your legs, it curls your head up. You've got the pressure sealed in at the pelvic floor at the diaphragm, and then straighten out your left leg, hold the right one. Put your hand low down on the ankle, but your left hand is high up on the knee. So it helps you draw the shoulder blade down, and then we swap. So you could do this with your head down and legs higher, and just literally do a step machine in the air. If you are curled up, you've now anchored the rib cage down, so you're working the deep abdominal muscles as well as the superficial ones, and you reach left hand to left ankle, right hand to right ankle, left hand to left ankle, right hand to right ankle, da-di-da-di-da. Look down, not up. Last 4, 3. We're going to change to a twist. So hands go behind your head, twist up and across. Go at a slow speed. There's no rush. I don't want you to use momentum. I want you to curl your armpit across to the opposite thigh. You look at the lowest elbow. Turn your head a little bit and look down at the lowest elbow, and you'll feel your abs going, really? That's an extra millimeter of twist I wasn't expecting. Up and across, nearly there. You can do them. You can do them. Just tune in and say, yeah, my body's a machine. It's brilliant. I can do 4 more. 4, 3, yep. Last 2, last 1, and release in the center. Put your feet down, slide your legs away. So if you haven't done much for a little while, those are tough, yeah? Well done. Squeeze your bottom, push your hips in the air, wiggle them around, and maybe squeal like a pig in the comfort of your own home. All the way home. And flop. So you can either, 2 ways to come up here and twist around. You can either roll onto your side, and just use your hands. If you've got bone density issues, please do that. If you want to hold the back of your thighs and create a little roly-poly with your head curled in so that it's a nice smooth roll, you're not landing like a belly flop. You are rounding the spine, tucking the hips, pressing your thighs into your hands and massaging up and down your whole spine. Not to be done if there's bone density issues on the horizon. And then you can stay up and swing your legs around. And we're going into a straight line on this side. Can we remember what we did all that time ago? You're nearly there. Ankles under knees, under hips. Come down onto your side. Can you still hear me all right? So we kept our legs together, remember? So head up, heart up. Stretch your legs out, put a little bit of tension on them, tightening your thighs, drawing up on your knees. I feel wobbly on this side. Something's not right. And then have you got, with your hips stacked here, so you haven't collapsed this waist up, you've got a little gap or at least less pressure underneath the side that's near the floor. Squeeze your legs together, lengthen them, and lift them to groin height. They stay together. Let the left leg just switch off 10%, so it's heavier, and the underneath leg then goes, hang on a minute, that's a bit heavy. You can have your arm here or here or here. You take a breath in, shoulders down. The legs go up, the waist hitches. Inhale, lengthen. Well done. And again, smoothly. Now, at the moment, your head can be down on the floor. The underneath palm is turned up. And you're just working and firing up these waist muscles. Inhale, lengthen. If it's too much, you can have your bottom leg down on the floor and you can just hitch with the top leg as your weight. Remember, we're thinking inner thigh. This bottom leg is having to work. Exhale, switch the gap. Inhale, create the gap. Exhale, switch. Inhale, create. So you're squidging the waist into the floor. And then let's go from both ends of the banana. Can you curl up? Now think about your armpit, pull your ribs down into your waist, squidge that bit there, and then give it some space. Think of your ribs, pull your rib cage down, side bend, not letting your legs creep behind you or in front of you. Inhale down. So if you're wobbling, it might be that when you get to the bottom that you're switching your belly off each time. It has to stay switched on. Otherwise it all relaxes, things start to move, twist, and then when you lift again, you start wobbling with momentum. Last 2. One more. Stay there. Smile, head up, heart up. You feel your waist working, inner thigh working, bottom leg pushing up, feet together. And release. And then keep your head relaxed down and well, unless you want it lifted, and scissor the legs forwards and back, they're hip width apart. You're squeezing your core to hold you still. Slow it down a little bit for me and smooth it out. Just let your toes point a bit, Ali. Not a massive point, but just soft ankles. So I want you to tighten your front thighs. Yeah, good. Nice. So it looks like a leg exercise, and it partly is, but we're also primarily focusing on our obliques and our back here. You've still got the little gap under your waist. Your pelvis isn't twisting around. Watch the underneath leg bending. Can you keep it straight as it goes back? So Cynthia, tighten your front thigh a bit more if you can. Squeeze your bottom to take the leg back. Last two. These look good. Look forward, Sue. And then pause in the middle, put your legs down, bend your top knee up, keep the waist, a little gap under the waist. Are you ready? Lift and lower the underneath leg. Oh, that's a bit mean. Stretch it away from you. You put some length in it. So you're not thinking about the foot. You're thinking about the stillness in your waist and the length in your thigh and leg. Almost like somebody's pulling that leg out the socket a bit. So when it goes up, it gets longer. But you're checking and thinking, am I swinging my pelvis to get the leg up, or am I isolating the inner thigh? Last. Good. Some of you are doing it with your noses and your toes like that. Did I say last a little while ago? I did, didn't I? 3, 2, stretch it. 1, and release. Leave your legs there. Take your arms forwards. Let your head be on a cushion or the floor, or you can bow an arrow, or you can open like a book. So you choose. Do you want your head in your hands, a little bit nicer on the shoulders, or do you want your arms forwards? Better stretch for the shoulders, but obviously not so nice if you've got a shoulder problem. Reaching and round we go. Rolling the shoulders and the spine and enjoying the twist. And hopefully not just freeing up skeleton or muscle, but also freeing up breathing, cleansing your body, because when you twist, it's fantastic for all your internal organs and your liver and your kidneys and these things that function day in and day out. We don't even ask them to. We give them horrible things to have to deal with. We chuck stuff at them and they do it. So how about we actually give them fresh blood supply, oxygenated blood, and maybe when we finish class, a big glass of water to help them cleanse. Letting your head be heavy on the floor, round you go. One more time. You can hold that knee down if you want to. Find a place where you think, oh, that's good. Take a deep breath in and out. And then roll onto your side. Use your legs to push yourself over and your arms to help you onto your back again. And very briefly, left ankle over right thigh, quick buttock stretch to finish, because most of us are tightening our hips and buttocks. So you've got your left ankle, not foot, ankle over your thigh. You can either have a big gap under your waist and push that knee away. So you're kind of letting your back arch. And for some of you, that will feel safer in your hips and your knees, and you'll like it. Or you can curl the right leg in and of course your back will flatten, but then you're checking that your shoulders are relaxed, arms are helping but not doing all the work, and that your underneath leg is pressing up into your ankle. Your ankle, knee and hip and shoulder are in line, so up the right side of your body. They're trailing up that side, not leaning over to the left. Take a deep breath in, flex both feet. And as you breathe out, try and push your tailbone down a little bit. How do you do that? It's kind of an abdominal thing. It's sort of just a feeling of pushing the back of your pelvis into the floor a millimeter. Lean out to the right, whichever side you're holding. 2 deep breaths. Shoulders relaxed, biceps working, head heavy. Release. Relax your fingers and wrists. Let's finish with the other side. Right ankle over left. Create a gap behind your waist to almost flare your ribs. Put your hand on your knee, push it away. Foot flexed, it's gone over your thigh. So that is quite a nice sort of introductory stretch. The muscle goes, oh, okay, yeah, that's the bit I'm trying to soften. And you might stay with that. You might prefer this. Or you're going to grab your left thigh, pull it in. Drop your shoulders down and check your alignment. Is your left foot under your left knee, under your left hip, under your left shoulder? Are you flexing both feet? Have you got one side different to the other? Notice arms helping but not doing the majority of the work because the underneath leg is doing most of it. Press it up. Soften your neck, soften your face, and lean to the left. Welcome the stretch with a little wry smile. So again, no mind wandering, mindful stretching, breathe. Scoop your tummy out and nudge your tail down. Breathe, soften your shoulders. Exhale, use that strong leg and press it up. One more time, deep breath in. Sighing out, press, press, press with the underneath leg. Slowly release the leg to the center and take it down, soles of the feet together. Use your hands in a froggy stretch to have a rock from side to side. You can have your hands on your inner thighs or hands on your outer thighs and rock. And then rest in the middle. Take a deep breath in. One more deep breath in. And sighing out.